funny. We're in like
I'm,
podcast mode.
well, it takes me a minute to get there. I think that's why I laugh
Oh
the whole
yeah,
time.
gotta
Because
just
I'm
like
like,
get the giggles out.
yeah, I'm like nervous.
I get nervous too. You guys make us so nervous. I'm just sip my water right now. It's absolutely necessary.
You know what's so bizarre is that I've been freezing the entire time I've been here, except for this moment. My palms are sweating. I'm like having a heat flash.
I literally think about that all the time. Like now that I have my jacket on, I'm like, wow, I'm warm. I told you we should have just done this outside
Now I see the reasoning.
because it's so beautiful. It's like a winter wonderland.
Yeah. Hey everyone, we're in a new location today.
If you
My
haven't
sister's
already,
bedroom.
yeah. Shout out Erica's sister.
McKenna.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to call her out like that.
She wanted a shout
Oh,
out.
McKenna! Yeah, a proper shout out is needed.
Yeah. And it's super cute.
It is.
We're back home in Nevada.
Back home where it all began.
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad, so I was showing him some podcast stuff like last night because obviously he just doesn't listen to all of the episodes, right? Fully understandable. And he was like, have you guys talked about like how you guys started? And I'm like, I feel like we've touched on it, but we'll definitely have to talk about, we don't have to talk about it now, but it's just like being home and like being like I haven't seen your mom in forever. I haven't seen your brother in forever. I'm like, oh my gosh, it brings back so many memories.
That's the thing about being home. All the memories.
All the memories. The good and the bad.
Yeah.
I'm having to take it off now.
Well, happy Christmas.
Happy
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
I love that video so much. Yeah, we are home for the holidays, guys. Enjoying some well-needed R&R.
Yeah.
Well, you're still working. I'm off.
Yeah, I'm actually exhausted.
I know you seem tired.
Yeah. The thing is
In
like
the best way.
when you're working from home, like home with family, they want to hang out.
Oh yeah.
They want to do things. Like we were up really late last night playing games, which is like that's so fun if I was on vacation.
Yeah.
But I have to get up.
When are you off?
I took Friday off.
Oh my God. You'd have to work Friday? You'd have to work this entire week.
Yeah. But I was like, I can't.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. So working remote has its perks, but it's also like then you can work wherever. You don't need to take time.
Yep.
Thankful I have a job and I'm here.
I feel like it's been so weird, like not having you in my space. I literally said to Erica, we went probably 7 years with maybe talking like 3 times. And then the beginning of this year when we went to Portland is like our kickoff. And like ever since then, like I can't not talk to you. It's so weird.
I know we've already FaceTimed every day.
Every day. We've been away for like a day and like 4 hours.
I know. I just have thoughts that like when you're home, I can just go over and say them to you.
I know.
And now I'm like, wait.
I was like, saw that you were calling and I was like, must answer right now.
Sorry, everyone. Gotta go.
Yes, sorry. Gotta go. Yeah. But
have you done anything fun since you've been home?
No. Oh, I got my hair done.
Yeah. I was trying to cue you
no,
up for that.
Yeah, I got my hair done, got my bangs back. I try to get my bangs
it's so cute
during winter just so they grow out by the time summer comes along. I got a little, probably about like 4 inches cut off.
You're one of the girls that I feel like most people get bangs and then they instantly regret it.
I love them.
And you get them and you rock them and you love them and you style them and they look great.
I was thinking though,
like you're the person that makes other girls want to get bangs
and then they're like,
why did I do that?
I love that title. I take that for sure. But I also think I was looking in the mirror today and I was like, wow, I'm really doing this whole like Wednesday Addams look. And I like did the thing where she goes like this and I was like, oh my God, I need to stop.
You should do the little braids.
I should. I thought about it for this episode, but then I was like, no, I want to show. I like just got it done yesterday, so I was like, I kind of want to show off my color and my curls.
Yeah, it looks good. She
did them. Yeah,
cute. Fun.
What about you? Have you done anything fun? I know you've been working, but
yeah. Let's see. No one was here when I got here.
That's always nice. Honestly, though, like
it was kind of good. I just like could decompress. I feel like just catching up. We played. It was called Wavelength, Mind Wave, some game. where there's like a psychic and you have to like guess where it. I'm not gonna explain the game to you, but
Okay.
it's
A fun game
it
that you
was
play.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. McKenna's boyfriend came over and we all played that last night. And CJ and I went to the gym.
I saw
It's
that.
interesting working out with my brother because he just has a very different workout style than
Hmm.
me. Like very much like let's do our sets. Very like I am more cardio. I like to do hit. I like to be dripping in sweat.
Hmm.
And he's
I feel like
like,
it's a new thing now, though, is like the long breaks.
yeah, he works out for like over 2 hours.
I could never. I do like lifting and I like doing the long breaks, but I'm like hour 15 tops, and then I've got to be done. I can't do it.
Yeah. I don't have enough time. I'm like, dude, we've been here for over an hour. I need to go do things.
Yeah. And my life still goes on.
Yeah, but it's good because it's like I like just following him around and he tells me what to do and I'll just do
Yeah, I
it.
like that. It's like your own personal little trainer. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's been good.
I love that. Well, so our episode today is just kind of like us talking shit, guys, what we do all the time. But specifically around like holidays and obviously being home. But I had a few thoughts. I feel like when we were in San Diego, I was not in the Christmas spirit. Do you agree with that?
That's it's hard because it's like to me growing up this way, Christmas is associated or holidays are associated with snow
Hmm.
and mountains and cold. And like even though I don't love that, I'm like if I could just have it during these 2 weeks, it's great.
Yeah.
'Cause then I feel like I'm in the zone.
Oh, I know. And we drove in from Bishop and hit Mammoth, and I was like, oh yes, like
I was
I'm
literally
home. I
gonna
saw
get in an accident, like taking so many
trying
photos.
to. I know, me too. Um, but now that I'm like actually in I feel like I'm now finally in the holiday spirit with being home. And I woke up, I don't know, I'm sure you saw, but like yesterday, waking up and even this morning, like it's so cold at night that it literally looks like Alaska when you walk
Mm,
outside because the trees have just that white frost all over, the ground's all white. Like even though it didn't snow, everything's just white. It's so beautiful.
mhm,
But now that I'm in the holiday spirit, I've been thinking of a few things.
mhm.
And my family, like my dad and I, were talking about it yesterday, I think. And I noticed it when I walked into your house now. But I want your perspective on a few things. And the
Okay.
first thing is your take on having presents under the tree before Christmas. Have you always done that?
Yeah, I feel like that's weird if you don't.
What? My dad's girlfriend said the same thing.
Yeah, that's like then like
No,
what's
because
the point of having the tree if there's nothing under it?
the ornaments, the lights.
I guess that made me sound really materialistic. What's the point of trees if there's no gifts?
But okay, obviously I know Santa's not real, guys, but I'm like, the spirit is like, your presents arrive on Christmas Eve night. And so, like, that's when your presents go under the tree.
All the presents under the tree right now are from mom
No,
or from siblings.
but there's no such thing. It's Santa that does all the gifts.
So when you buy a present for your dad, you say from Santa?
Yes.
I
Just like he does for
want
me
my name.
now.
I want the credit for what I did.
I'm like, to everybody, I'm like, from Santa.
Oh, wow. I've
And like
never
they have
done that.
gifts under their tree right now at the house, and it's just like, I guess they're like decoration, but I'm also like, my temptation is like, I see one with my name on it and I'm like, I want to know what it
That
is.
was the fun when you're a kid and you like
That's
shake the
never fun.
package and you're like trying to
Shake
guess
the
what
package.
it is. But Santa fills your stocking. That's what
What?
Santa does. Yeah, in the night he comes and fills your stocking and then you get one gift from Santa that's unwrapped. So when you walk out in the morning you have your thing from Santa and then you get to do your stocking.
That's so interesting. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay. I love it.
I just like, I feel like it's such a core memory of mine because I have such younger siblings, is like helping my mom on Christmas Eve. Like all the kids finally went to bed, the hot chocolate is done, whatever, and we'll like go into her room and wrap all the presents and like take like really big bags and like move them into the living room and put all the Christmas and like they wake up and all of a sudden like where there was a bare tree, there's now like overflowing with like amounts of presents for everybody. Like I loved that. And now that I'm like seeing presents on, I'm like, what? Then what's so special about Christmas Day then? I mean, yeah,
Your
you get to open
stocking.
them. Your stocking. You know what I get in my stockings? I get chapstick and socks.
Yeah,
That's what Santa gets me?
Toothbrush and
No.
other things.
Pleasure.
Floss.
Exactly. You're like
Dental care.
essentials. I know, which is what I asked for Christmas. Those things. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, my next thing I want to ask
Okay.
is your take on two things. It's like a 1-in-1.
Okay.
Gingerbread houses and eggnog.
Okay. Gingerbread houses, stupid. Eggnog, I don't think I've ever really had it.
Right there with you. Ding and ding. Share your thoughts on gingerbread houses.
I feel like okay, if I wanted to make a craft, I want to actually have it be practical. Like, let's paint an ornament or something. Why are
Right.
we going to? Gingerbread one is disgusting, and
Right?
like the packaged gingerbread, especially, that's just like
Cardboard.
Yeah,
Might
actually.
as well just use cardboard. That's what it is.
The icing never works, so you need to like hot glue if you actually want your house to stick together. And then it's like you can't eat it. The candy isn't good, like dots.
Or peppermint, like those circular peppermints
Yeah,
you get at a diner at the end of your meal. Disgusting.
Yeah, I'm like this, and then it usually causes fights. You're like getting frustrated. Tensions are high. It's just not a fun activity. I
love that.
I haven't done it in years. And like, if someone wanted to do a gingerbread making night, I would participate. But I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, we need to make gingerbread houses this year.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's such a a thing that people do. I can't even remember the last time I've done one. If I have, I think I've done like one once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I feel like if you're wanting to decorate food, why don't you make like homemade sugar cookies or so, like the cookies for
something
Santa?
you actually want to eat.
And then that's yummy and still fun. Like you still get to use icing, but it tastes good at the end. It's like a reward.
Yeah.
It's like a reward. It's true. Like with gingerbread, it's like hard, nasty, and then like no reward.
Yeah. Have you seen? Okay, I'm gonna assume you haven't seen because every time I ask,
Yep.
there's these videos of like growing up in an ingredient household.
You were talking about this, but share because I forget.
So it's basically like when your family like doesn't really buy snacks, like you have like chocolate chips and like graham crackers and like things that you would make to make a meal,
Right.
but not really like snack food.
Right.
And I saw a video of someone like when you're home for the holidays and in an ingredient household, and they're like panning around, and then they pan to the like deteriorating gingerbread house. Is like, I guess I'm gonna eat this because I need a snack. It's like that's your last resort.
Oh my God, I love that. You go in and it's like stale marshmallows from like 2013. Yeah.
Literally.
What is up with that?
I don't know.
Parents, man. Yeah. Okay. So eggnog, gross. I say gross because it's like the word eggnog.
It sounds gross.
But
I know
like
people love it
actual
though.
like eggs in it.
Yeah.
Ew.
And like milk, I think.
It's disgusting. So you just like took all of the dairy products and just shoved them in a blender and mixed it up, and now you're gonna drink it. This is gross.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Would never go out of my like. There's eggnog flavored creamer. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I think my mom gets that. Yeah.
I don't. I feel like for me, I just want chocolate and cookies.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I just want cookies. That's all I want.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have a holiday treat, give me a cookie platter.
Yeah. I'll eat all of it. Literally all of it.
Yeah.
Okay, my next is Christmas Eve dinner or Christmas dinner. What are your thoughts?
I feel like Christmas Eve dinner because my appetite isn't spoiled. Christmas Day, I eat like disgusting. I'm having chocolate at 6 in the morning. Like by the time dinner comes around, I feel so gross and like I'm gonna vomit, and then it's like this meal looks great, but I can barely eat it.
Yep. I agree.
Are you in the same?
Yeah, I feel like Christmas Eve dinner is just like the feast before the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I really do enjoy
like
Christmas Eve.
off.
Yeah, and like Christmas dinner, it's like the day is done. You're kind of over it. You're tired.
You probably have a headache.
Yeah, I have a headache. I'm over it. Like, don't really want food.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Okay. My next one is your take on stocking stuffers. Do you like them? Not like them? Well, I feel like I already know since the whole Christmas opening presents situation.
Like a stocking stuffer is like a toothpaste and stuff. Is that
Yeah,
what we just said?
toothpaste. I feel like it's something small that obviously will fit in the stocking.
Yeah. I think it's good.
Yeah,
They're
I think so
like,
too. They're like little knickknacks.
yeah, they're little fun things. Am I like, oh my gosh, yay. This is what I've been wanting.
Yeah.
But I feel like especially as I've been older, as I've gotten older,
Yeah.
I just I don't need anything.
Yeah.
So it's more like the thought that counts, of like,
Hmm.
this is nice. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for these things that I would have had to buy on my own.
Yeah.
But I don't
That's why I
need
asked
it.
for a toothbrush
Yeah.
and like the essentials.
Yeah.
So hopefully I get those things because I need that.
I think
I
go ahead.
remembered.
Say.
Sorry. I like had a story. I don't know why I need to interrupt you for the story, but I do remember one year I really wanted a iPod
Mhm.
for like my music and stuff.
Mhm.
Obviously, I opened all my gifts, went to the stocking, and it was in any of the gifts, and then I went to the stocking and it was in there. So like I liked that kind of like play on it, and it
Oh,
fit in there
yeah.
really well. But do you do stocking stuffers first or last?
We do them first. I think we should talk about traditions.
Okay, yeah, I
I
have a
think this is
few.
a good segue.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. I'll start with childhood, which is kind of still stayed the same, this part of it. So like all my siblings spend the night usually. Well, we used to do it in one room, but now we're like, my back, I need to sleep in a
My
bed.
back.
But the way the rooms are set up at my dad's house, which is the house we grew up in, they're all on the same side.
Yeah.
So we'll wake up. Usually, I'm one of the first people awake, or my brother. I don't know why. Wow.
This is what being home does to
The
us.
spirit of Christmas is alive, and I'm just so excited. And so I'm usually up. Then we all go into one room, and then everyone wakes up, and then we call my dad. When my parents were together, we called them both, and then they would come out because their room was across the house, and we'd all walk out together. None of us could go out for like we all had to go out as a group, and they
You
would
called
like.
them like screamed across the
No, like
room?
we would call their phone and be
Oh,
like, "We're awake. Can we come
that's
out?"
cute. I'd be like, Mom.
And then we all go out, and then we do the like whatever gift Santa got us and stocking stuffers, and like have a second, sit in that. And then we do Christmas, obviously, gifts under the tree. But we each get one. Like we each get a gift, and then we take turns, and you go around the room, and one person opens, and then you're like, "Ooh, yay!" And then the next person, and so it makes it take a long time. Like
Mhm.
the whole morning lasts, and then usually my dad will make breakfast, and like I said, I've already eaten like 6 chocolate bars, so I already feel disgusting,
Yeah,
and yeah,
love it.
it's a great morning.
Do you have a specific person who passes out the gifts? Is it like your parents? Do you have a sibling who does it? Do you do it?
It's usually the younger, but like if I'm sitting by like depending on where my stocking lands, because Santa takes the stockings from above the fireplace and puts them on the couch spread out.
Oh, you guys are so
So if
cute.
my stocking is by the tree, then I will pass gifts out. But one thing that we've changed, we used to like growing up, everyone would get gifts for everyone,
Hmm.
but now it's like we draw a name between my siblings and I, and so one person gets the other person
Hmm.
a gift. So you're not buying everyone presents.
Hmm.
But then I feel like it allows it to be more meaningful because you can like spend a little bit more, take more time for like one person.
Yeah, I love that.
What is yours?
Not the
Childhood to
same.
now.
I feel like yeah, now versus then. I feel like it's this very much the same or pretty similar. Stockings are last. It's like the last hurrah.
Interesting.
But we like wake up. No one like waits in the room. I definitely don't call my parents on my phone. But we like whoever's up first. We have animals, so it's like when someone's awake, like everybody wakes up because all the dogs like or whatever. It's like a whole craziness. And then, yeah, we go sit around the couch. My dad is, so the past few Christmases, we do wake up at my dad's. And so he's normally the one that is like the passer outer person.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do very much like very similar, like everybody has to have something that they're opening. And then just like keep passing it around. But we don't like all like open it at the, like it's just very organic however it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad is just the one who's like trying to pick up all the trash and putting it in the
Yes.
you know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
gosh,
It's like,
the bag in the middle.
oh my god,
I'm like,
yes.
Dad, it's fine.
It's okay, you can do it later. But it's like, oh, trash, there's a tape.
Make sure we're reusing that bag. Fold it up.
Yeah.
Fold it up.
I don't get it.
He's not
like,
actually that obnoxious, but it just feels that
like
way.
it. But you know, also like when you get like clothes and
Yeah.
they're in those like foldable like boxes, he has to like try, and they're kind of hard to like
I literally get a
unfold and refold.
cardboard box cut every year.
And
So
exactly,
you like try and do the tape, and it's like
yes, exactly. And like he's like trying to like or refold it up, and I'm like, why do we need to do that right now? But okay. And then my favorite holiday tradition is probably Christmas morning breakfast.
Yeah.
It's always like pancakes with fruit and eggs and bacon or sausage and like drinks and coffee, and now that I'm older, mimosas. Like you just throw in like all the good stuff, and like that's the best part for me, because at the time like somebody will be making it. Hold on, I have to switch.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. It's really gonna V in here. But I love that part of Christmas or the holidays.
Yeah.
And then like during when we're done opening presents, we like wait a second, look what we got, organize it, move it to our rooms or whatever, and then we'll do our stockings. Like the extra little bit of things.
Oh, after breakfast.
Like during breakfast. Like
okay.
Someone will be like mostly like my dad will be cooking, and then we'll do like our stockings then. But he's like obsessed with stockings. Like he's so cute. He has made a stocking for like all of his kids and his girlfriend's kids, and now Cindy's kid's son. So I'm like, there's like so many on the mantelpiece. So I'm like, it's all gonna fall apart. So we might have to do the whole like put it on Santa
move it to the
fills
couch.
it, yeah, and move it to the couch kind of thing. So I'm like, there's a lot of stockings on there.
Yeah.
But that'd probably be like my favorite holiday tradition that has like carried over even to like adult life.
And then do you go to your mom's like in the afternoon or something?
Yeah, my mom does not like any holidays.
Really?
Yes, but her husband loves Christmas. And so he does like the Christmas, like he gets everybody in the Christmas spirit. But it's kind of works out well though, because my dad is a really early riser where my mom could like sleep in until 11. So then by the time we go over there, it's a very similar thing. Like one person's passing it out. We all like get our gifts. We're all sitting in our areas, putting it all together. My mom doesn't do stockings though. Like she did when we were growing up, like when my parents were together. But I don't think we've done any stockings at her house at all, which is fine. Because I'm not like, I think I'm okay with like out like 12,000 things of floss and toothpaste and whatever else goes in there.
And little chocolate.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I don't
Not
know if
me,
you get that, but
that's so funny that you say that, because Sophia was like, I got you a gift, and she shows me it, and it's the Harry Potter chocolate frog, and she goes, but then I realized who you were, so it's mine now. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks. I mean, like, I'm glad you thought of me. I love how everything Harry Potter is like, everybody's like, Ellie.
That's so fun.
I'm like, I love it.
The chocolate frog, that's a good gift.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made those. IRL.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't like chocolate, so not a fan of that.
So weird.
But a few of my holiday traditions besides like that morning of Christmas are hanging ornaments on the tree, which I missed. I don't know, did you do it when you got home, like here?
No, I feel like they usually put up the tree right after Thanksgiving and then decorate. So
yeah,
and I wasn't here for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they did it, of course, when I left from Thanksgiving. But that's like one of my favorites. I will have to say, you hate it? Oh, I love it. It's like organizing.
Oh no, I'm like the little hooks. I'm like I'm like, thank you, let me help you, but like this is not a fun activity.
I love it, and I already know I want to do like purple and gold and silver, I think, for my colors. I don't think
Wow.
I'll be a all over the like my dad's girlfriends right now, like they have like all the ornaments, like random like ornaments, but growing up, like my mom was very specific. She
Uh-huh.
wanted purple and gold and those were our ornaments. There was none of those cutesy ones with your handprint or your footprint or Ellie in 1996, like none of that shit. And I like that. I don't want that on my
Oh.
I want my tree is a fucking piece of art.
You know what I'm picturing in my head?
Huh.
What I hope I can do? Decorate my tree, put it in a box, then the next year open the box and there
I'm
it
sure
is.
by
How much longer do you think I'm gonna be? You're ready to say like
I
2050.
I take it back. I didn't mean that because then I started
I'm
to think
sure
about.
in 50 years they'll have that technology.
I'm right in that boat with you too. But they already have like the. Oh, okay. Another take. Do you do real Christmas trees or fake Christmas trees? I can't remember what you did.
Growing up, we always did real,
Hmm.
but it honestly was the drama of the century going to cut the tree down because we would always do it right after Thanksgiving. And it was usually like a ton of snow. So you're walking in snow that's like above your knees. And for some reason, I never owned snow pants. So I'm like in jeans and like miserable. And like everyone's freezing. There's usually fighting because someone's like, this tree's better than this tree. And I don't know why my dad owned like ancient saws. Like you're literally like, so it takes so long to cut the tree down.
You're like using a butter knife.
Basically, he's like, these are my dad's. I'm like, well, let's get new ones. I don't think we need those. And yeah, it usually always would end in a fight. But I feel like now that that we're all not doing it together,
Hmm.
like McKenna and CJ will go with my dad, and it seems like it's a pleasant experience for them.
Oh, good.
And my mom has a fake tree.
Yeah. My mom has a real tree. My dad has a fake tree. I think I know it's not like, but this is what I mean. Like, if it's not, what's better for the environment? Like cutting down a tree or getting a plastic one?
I think that getting a real tree is more environmentally friendly because then
But
it
if you
can
go
be,
cut it yourself, right? Not buying it from like those
yeah,
Christmas tree like
yeah.
shops, you know? Okay.
Hmm.
I
I
think that's what
think.
I would want to do. I don't know either. Let us know if you know. Um yeah, another I love hanging lights on the house. I love it. It used to be it I love it now because it's such like a mark of family because I just
Mm.
love the like arguments. As a kid, it was like a chore, and I felt like because I was the oldest, like my dad had no boys, so I was like the like assigned boy in the family that had to do like all the yard work and do all the house stuff and like climb up on the roof and do all of these things. So like as a kid, I had to do it every single year, and so
Mm.
now like I've appreciated it, and I just like it's just like a fun time for like him and I to bond. Like every year, something crazy happens. 2 years ago, we were putting it up, and I think it was his first time like in his house at the time where he was like doing everything by himself, and I was helping him, but like all the lights were broken, we couldn't figure out where the connection was going, and it was like we literally started at like 11 and we didn't end until 7 o'clock, and it was dark, it's freezing outside, we had to put on gloves, and like trying to connect it with the gloves is hard,
And that's
and it was just like,
enjoyable.
and it was just like, because looking back, it's like so funny. And we like, every time we put up Christmas lights, we're like, remember that one fucking year? And I'm like, yeah. And then last year around Thanksgiving, we had all of my Cuban family up, and one of my uncles like just fucked with my dad. Every time he went to go check if the lights were on, he unplugged it on the other side. And so like my dad would be like, what? And then plug it on the other side, and he would run to the other side and unplug. It
Oh
was
my
just like,
gosh.
it's just so funny. And then this year with the new house and like having him like up on the roof and almost slipping, like something always happens, but it makes like a funny story, and it's one of my
Yeah.
favorite because it's only me that does it. It's like him and my dad, and I what me and my dad. Me and my dad, and it's like I love it. It's one of my favorite like traditions, and I try to do. That's why I'm glad that I was here for Thanksgiving because we were able to like make time to do that.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
I feel like any tradition where you're like spending quality time with someone, that's probably why it's a good. tradition. I know my dad used to put lights on the house. He's resorted now to the lasers. I don't
Thoughts
even
about
know if my
those?
mom does lights at all. But have you seen Christmas Vacation?
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it, but it's my dad's favorite movie, and there's this scene in there where he spends like so long putting like crazy amounts of lights on the house, and he goes to plug it in, and
Yes,
like
it all
nothing
yes,
lights up.
yes, yes. And it's like the whole bunch of like wires and stuff.
Yeah,
That actor kind of creeped me out. That's why I never remember that movie. I don't know why. But
I don't
yes,
remember who it is,
I
but
don't know either, but that is a funny movie. Yeah, that kind of wraps up my holiday like traditions, I'd say. But I
yeah,
think it's important to note coming home to such a small town.
yeah.
There's ups and downs for sure.
hmm
I think you can relate to this, and I'm sure other people can relate to it too. I think the biggest challenge for me is like, yeah, it's a small town, but like everybody knows your business. And so like everybody's like, oh, like, how's your mom? How's your dad? And you're just like, they're great. They're like, oh, where are they living now? And then like, so the divorced parents just brings in a whole new
Yeah,
aspect. And then
yeah.
also like the planning, the time of like, okay, who's gonna be where? And I feel like when you come home from summer and you're visiting like during the summer, it doesn't matter because there's no
hmm
like holiday. But here, like being home for the holidays, you really like that planning aspect of it sucks.
Yeah. It's different like when you were in college than when you're just an adult,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like in college you're usually on a break.
Mm-hmm.
You have that time and you're still kind of fresh from being away from home.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of still want to see people.
Yep.
Whereas like now, it's not that I don't want to see people, I do, but to your point of like everyone's all up in your business and you haven't spoken to them in 7 years. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like, you can see the judgment or just kind of like get the vibe and you're like, people piece things together through social media or make their own like the rumor
Assumptions. Oh
mill
yeah.
meal. I can never say that word. Meal
Mill? Mill.
mill.
Mill. It's so
Yeah.
true though.
And then you're just like, I just want to have a pleasant experience at the Target. Oh, I ran into my ex-boyfriend's mom, or oh, I like that literally happened, and
Oh,
just
fun.
like, I'm
Wait,
just trying.
recently?
No, no,
Oh, I
no,
was gonna be like, why did I not get a phone call?
no. But you just run into a lot of people, and I'm not someone that's gonna pretend like I don't know you. I'm not. I want to hear your thoughts, but if we make eye contact, I'm not gonna be like, we didn't see each other. If we clearly don't see each other, I'm gonna go the
Book
other
it the other
way.
way, yeah.
But like if we make eye contact, I'll say hi. I'm not trying to have a whole conversation,
Yeah.
and you aren't either.
Hmm.
So let's just like acknowledge that we exist in the same sphere and carry on. But you don't
Well,
do that?
because people recognize me, but they don't know me because I was only here for a little bit. So unless it's
Mm,
like people that I've actually like, I do like meeting. I like having a small town because there are a select few people that live here that I do want to make time to go see because this is the only time that I can really see them. So I
mhm.
love that. I don't love the other mix. And there's like, for me, I'm in such a weird position because I'll make eye contact with someone and I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I for sure know you. And they'll look at me and be like, yeah, I for sure know you. But I can never like either remember their name
Yeah, that's
or
hard.
when they call me Elizabeth, I'm like, oh, you do not know me at all, do you? And so I think like that's always hard. So it's much easier for me to be like, didn't see ya, like just like totally not acknowledge it. But there are
Yeah.
some times where I'm like, damn, like I know you enough where I have to say hi, so I have to say hi, and they like don't know anything. They're like, oh, like how's it going? Blah blah
Yeah, it's
blah.
just like small talk is so painful.
So painful.
And not to tie this into dating, but I feel like that's why it's so hard for me to convince myself to go on dates because I'm like, we have to talk about our favorite color and like,
I
what do
know.
you do for a
Start and you have
living?
to
And
do it
like,
all
what
over
have you been
again
up
every time you go
to?
out. It's
Oh
the
my
worst.
gosh.
The
Yeah.
same conversations with everybody.
Yeah. I'm like, did I tell you this or the last person?
I
Because I
know.
don't know.
So that's like such a challenge with living in a small town is just like running into people and like what should take like a 5 minute trip into the grocery store ends up being like a 20-minute trip because like then you run into somebody and then they also know somebody there and they're calling that person over and being like, I coached this person and she was my and I'm like, oh my god, I just want to go home. Like I just wanted to come get my wine and leave. Like that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. It's also, I think this is just going home in general. Like, you don't really have your space anymore.
I put that down too.
Yeah. You're just kind of like, home is cozy and like you feel comfortable there, but you're also like, this isn't my home anymore.
Yeah. I primarily feel that with the bathroom space. Like
Mm.
I'm very particular with my bathroom space. Like I like seeing all of my things. Like I don't have like a whole bunch of products, but I like to do my hair. I want my like toothbrush in a section, my face wash and my face things, like everything I want together. And now it's like all cramped and I literally have like a little caddy that I take to and from the bathroom.
Like you're back in the dorms.
Yes, exactly. And so I think like the bathroom space is where I see it the most, but I think like I enjoy family bonding time. So me not having like my own room or something like
Mm.
that doesn't really bother me too much.
Yeah.
It's when like it comes to the bathroom.
Hmm.
But then I just feel like I'm back at a kid or my sister will be like, I'm taking a shower and I'll be like running to the bathroom to try to get there first because it was in my mind before she said it. Like, you stole that from me.
I
It's
was
my
thinking about this
idea.
2 hours ago, and now I've
And now I want to
decided.
do it, which happens all the time. So yeah, that lack of space is so hard.
Yeah. It is nice, I will say, having my car this time,
Yeah.
because the last few years I've flown, and then it's like you're at the will of whoever's available to drive you or whatever car you can borrow.
And now you can go wherever.
Now I can go wherever, do whatever.
Mhm.
It's very convenient. And
Yeah.
not that I'm like leaving all the time, but it's also just like small things. Like this morning I wanted to go get coffee and I went and did it because I had my car.
Yeah. That's where did you go?
The human being? It was not
First of
good.
all, I'm gonna save that for a welcome to my brain segment, but I have thoughts on that.
The human being?
Yes.
I've never even heard of it. And McKenna had a free like drink card. So I was like, okay, let's go there. And I was like, this is like,
Wait,
there's
where
no
is there a human
flavor.
being here?
It's like right over here by my mom's house.
Oh,
But I know there's like Coffee on Main. I feel like that place is
I love
good.
that place.
We don't need to list the
Yeah,
coffee shops of
yeah.
Minden,
We
Nevada.
don't need to do it. I also think too, like coming home, I try not to be that person, but I'm like, oh, did you know the McDonald's but used to be in a different
I
spot? Like, do you know that
know.
this used to be? I'm like, oh my gosh,
We got a
these
Sonic.
yeah, we got a Sonic. These houses never used to be here. This road never existed when I was here. And my sisters
Mhm.
are like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. It was different back in my day.
I do the same thing. I feel like I mostly do it with, well, not this has really happened, but like when new people come to visit,
Mhm.
like when we had the girls' trip over summer, and I'm like explaining all the changes. I'm like, they do not care. Like, why am I'm sounding like I'm 80 years old.
I know. Like the changes they made to the school. I was like, that building was never there.
Yeah, I was like, my high school was not that big.
No.
Now it's huge.
Still had like the same amount of people. A bigger room or bigger building.
Yeah.
And I also put over polite conversations.
Mm.
Obviously, this goes into like meeting people. We're running into people in like person, but I also think like, especially when you have like divorced parents that are like dating or married, like you're obviously have like a stronger connection with your actual parent, but you're still trying to be like nice, right? They're still like, now they're like been adopted into your family. And so like now like my dad's girlfriend has all of her family coming, and it's just like I'm gonna have to say the same thing over and over. What do you do? Your dogs are so cute. Where did you get them? How is Australia? Da, 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 da. I'm gonna just have the same thing over and over
Mhm.
and over. And so
Mhm.
like just the over polite conversations. And I'm not that I'm a mean person, but when I'm with my family, I'm very comfortable and I'm
Oh
very
yeah.
sarcastic and I'm very like, and I just feel like I have to tone it back a little bit. And sometimes like that comes out, especially when I've had like a glass of wine or four. And, and I'll like laugh at things and they like won't get my humor or something. So that's always like hard to navigate because it's just a reminder of how like your childhood is over.
Mhm. I will say, being back like 2 weeks, sometimes I'm like, oof. But like for even a few days with your siblings, with your family, I feel like I'm just like a kid again. Like I'm like so goofy and like doing stupid stuff and just like my most authentic self,
Yeah.
or like the most like, I don't know,
No, this segues
unfiltered
perfectly,
me.
yeah, into like the perks of being home. And I
Mhm.
think that's so true of like you really do feel like a kid again. You get to
Mhm.
hang out with like your sibling, and that's the best thing about being the oldest is like I'm in charge. And when Ellie's home, it's like, Ellie's home. I'm like, yeah, guys, I know I'm home. Everybody stop, sit down, stop.
Yeah, like yesterday I was literally running around in a lucha libre mask.
I know, I took a
Oh
screenshot.
yeah.
I have it on my phone for
It's like
whenever.
stupid, but it's just like I can be silly and I feel like we all have fun together and there's no judgment.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to be anything other than myself.
Yeah.
Um, I also feel like I eat a lot healthier when I'm
Hmm.
home.
Well, we have homemade meals.
Yeah.
I like wrote that down like 4 times. I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And if I do, my dad's like, "Here, take my card." My mom's like, "Here, take my card." I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay." Plop that in my pocket. I
Yeah.
love it. And like they
Yeah.
have like decent food and I'm not even like hungry to snack because the breakfast is good, the lunch is good, and
You're
then the
eating
dinner
like
is good.
actual
Yeah,
meals.
actually good like meals. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
had like really good skirt steak last night with like potatoes and asparagus.
Wow.
Fucking delicious. And I'm not a big steak person since ate it like literally every single day on the fucking station. So I feel
Mhm.
like now having like well done, meaning like it's good, not well done because I like my meat a little pink. It was just like so good, and I didn't have to cook it. It was not. I
Yeah.
didn't have to do anything. And then me and like one of my dad's girlfriend's kid and I, like she's like my age, we were having a conversation, and I was like, "Dad, no, 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 I got the dishes." He was like, "No, you sit down. You continue talking." I was like,
Okay.
"Okay,
Sure.
sure." Um, but I also think like going to your point, I think you can like we're very similar with like I love my parents and I love my family, but like I even thinking about it gets me like worked up. Like the connection I have with my
Oh
siblings
my gosh,
is
yeah.
out of this world. And like
I would
that's why I come home.
literally die for them.
I honestly. And so it's like being
Oh god.
home and just I know it's like it's so emotional, but it's like seeing them and like I was leaving to come to your house right now and like Sophia was getting back from work and she was like honking and we were like messing around like in the car and I got out to say hi and it's just like oh, you don't get that, you know? And
Yeah.
like we live so far away from our family. That's like the hard part about like being so far is like we don't get that time because a lot of our siblings do live here. Like yours, two of them are still in high school. Like yours only live like an hour. The other two only live like an hour away, and same with mine. Like the connection and like the jokes and the dumbass shit that you talk about when it's like late at night and you're trying to like get a
Yeah.
snack or go to the store or do something. Like nothing beats it. Nothing, and I love it. I just like it's on. I can't even explain it.
I can't speak. I really want to add to it, but I just love them so much.
I do too, and it's like I don't know. You want to protect them and you want to be able to wow, we're just like getting into sibling stuff. But it's just like you're home and like you're you again. And it's like yeah, you saying like being back and like feeling like a kid. It's like I love them. I love
Yeah,
them.
they're the
They
best.
are the best.
All right, I think we need a break. All right, I've regrouped.
Regrouped. I haven't. Okay. A few other perks of being home that I wanted to mention. I did say something about like seeing old friends. I think it's like I did just mention it, but this is the only time to reconnect with some of the like close friends that I made while I was living here. And
Hmm.
I mean, there's only a few, but this is the time that I really want to say hi or the only time that I can. So I like making space and making time to go see them. It's like important to like, those are the people that we don't really have to have small talk. We just like dive right in. It's
Yeah.
like how we were before we lived together. You just like
Hmm.
start from wherever you left off and you tell each other whatever's going on and advice and all the bullshit and the happiness and stuff. And then that's I love that. And then last but not least, which is like my another indescribable, not as intense as the sibling feeling, but like I see the mountains and it's like I'm home,
Hmm.
which is weird because I've lived in so many different places. I don't know why like this one meant so much. Maybe because it was like when I was forming like really deep connections with people. I really do feel like this is the place I grew up, even though it was like 12 other places too.
Mhm.
Like seeing the mountains like literally look like a painting. Like when you're looking, sometimes I look, especially, I don't know why I think about it here, but like when you're at the Walmart that they just built in town and you're looking like at the mountains, it literally looks like someone just like we're in, what's
Like
that
a
movie? Like the,
backdrop.
yeah, like a backdrop.
Mhm.
It just looks so fake. I'm like, there's no way that these are real.
I
I've
know.
literally hiked that, so I know that they're real. But it's
Yeah.
like that reset, and then now being in with like the
The
snow
snow
and
is
like
so pretty.
waking up early and having like the east sun like hit it and they're like pink and purple. It's just like it's so, I feel like my reset within myself is like I'm back to me. Like, okay, I found my, like, I'm grounded and now I can like go about it. And I
Mhm.
know a lot of people feel that same way about the ocean, and I love the ocean. I love looking at it. And we talked about this a few times before. Nothing can beat the mountains. Literally nothing.
This is a constant battle for me. Like, if I could see a sunrise in the mountains every day and a sunset on the ocean, that would be perfect. If I could just
That's what our
have both
heaven
of
will look
those.
like.
Yeah, because it's just yeah, I could easily live in the
No,
mountains just as I'm living by the ocean right now because the mountains are so the air. Did we talk about this?
I think we did. But
Okay.
it's still like, it's just so strong. And we talked about it when we weren't home because we were looking forward to it. And now that
Mhm.
we're home, it's like, ugh, it just is so, even though it's freezing balls outside, like going outside to like with my dad to like feed the horses, or even outside of my mom's backyard, like it's cold with that air, and then seeing them, like seeing the mountains, driving through the mountains, seeing the lake, which I haven't seen yet but I'm excited to, like, I just love it so much. It's
Yeah.
my favorite, one of my favorite parts about being home.
If you've never been to Lake Tahoe,
You should.
add it to your list
Yeah.
because it's yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. And
But
even
also
driving,
don't
yeah, but
because there's so
there's
many
already too
tourists.
many fucking people here. But also just even like our drive, like I was just thinking when I came up for Thanksgiving, I took the 5 into the Bay Area, and like yeah, I passed like all of those like little beachy towns, but I'm like the drive here, like yeah, it sucked for the first like 5 hours, but then our last 3 hours were like went by like that because the sun was going down. It was like purple outside.
Mhm.
This, it was literally, my thing said 8 degrees. I was like,
Yeah.
8 degrees?
Yeah, it was so cold.
But like my heater was on. I'm like, oh, I'm going home. Like I just, it feels so good to be in the mountains.
Yeah.
Though I will have to say though that altitude, I don't know if you were working. Well, I did like some like cardio stuff for my
Oh my
workout
gosh,
yesterday
this
and today.
morning I
I
was
couldn't even do
dying.
jumping jacks. I could not even do. It was like 2 minutes. One of the warm-ups was like just 2 minutes of jumping jacks, low impact. Just do what you can. And I was like, like I couldn't even breathe. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, I cannot be this out of shape. No way, no way. And then I'm like, it's because I'm in the mountains, and when I go home, I'm gonna feel so good.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to breathe so well.
Yeah.
I do just want to recognize that, like, as we're talking about all these amazing things and like the few unpleasant things of being home, like, I do recognize how much of a privilege it is that we have this and that we
Hmm.
have family and that we have, even though our parents are divorced, like, we have love and
Yeah.
like people and places to come back to that are
Yeah.
just so amazing. And I don't know anyone listening, if like you listening to this and are like, fuck, I don't have any of that, or just like
Yeah.
the holidays, like you've said, are so hard for people and there can be so much sadness. But
Hmm.
I do think like finding those things that do bring you happiness
Your
and
friends, like your
joy
made
and
family that you've created yourself too, if you're in that boat.
yeah, exactly. You can cultivate this on your own, even if it's not something you had growing up or not
Hmm.
something you have anymore or what have you. Like there's always time for new traditions and new people and building that within your own life and finding places that you love that like the mountains for us that just bring you so much happiness and making a point to go there.
Yeah,
Just a side tangent because I was thinking about this and I'm like, we're so lucky.
I know. I do think though, and I think both of us can relate about this time of year, is like it's a growth. And sometimes, like, even if you are feeling like you don't have those things or you're not feeling very happy during this holiday season, that doesn't mean every single one of your holiday seasons to come are going to be like that. Because I
Mhm.
can tell you, 2 years ago, 5 years ago,
2019 Christmas from Hell.
this time of year was not very pleasant for either of us.
Yeah.
And I think being home, it does bring up that stuff. But it is like, I love that you said that because it is true. There are a lot of people like the holidays are so hard, a lot of bad memories that go into it. And so taking that time, like if you are listening to this and nothing resonates with you, counting your blessings, and that's what you should be grateful for that season and or this season, and finding your family if you don't have, if you don't have that connection with your, your blood family. So that's a
Mhm.
good, I love that you said that. So true.
Yeah. But going into the new year, I mean, when this comes out, we'll be a few days out from 2023. I hot take think New Year's is stupid. Just like Halloween.
Well,
So many expectations. And then you're like, wow. I kind of,
I went to bed at 10 last year. I was out and I was
yeah,
like,
I feel
whatever.
like I didn't do anything either. And it was kind of like nice.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to go camping and
Hmm.
to ring in the new year with friends. And I think you don't have to have the party or the crazy stories for New Year's, like finding, again, just like Christmas or any holiday that you celebrate, whatever makes you happy and enjoying that as you ring in 2023. So
It's
exciting.
crazy.
I know.
2023.
I know.
Gross. You know what? We're going to be 27 this year. That's fun. On that note,
On that note, I hope it's the best year yet. I think this year was awesome, honestly. Like it was had some of the worst times of my life, but also some of the best. And
100%.
I think it levels out to being a really awesome year. And
Yeah,
I hope the same for the next.
me too. I think that's a great way to end it. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying wherever you're at, and enjoying us in our new location. And we switched sides, switching things up for you. As always, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing and doing all of the things. We really, really appreciate it. If you need to listen to us because your family or your friends are driving you insane, well, that's what we're here for.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, so you can
We
watch
make really
us.
cringy TikToks.
Too cringy that I can't even. Ellie, I'm speaking in third person now. I
Ellie
can't
can't
even
even
watch
watch
them.
it.
I can't. I just can't even do it. But yeah, make sure
Polite
you're
as
liking
fuck.
them. Anyways, love you guys.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.